In today's video, we're talking about a magic card that has spiked over 4,000%. So we're back again to talk about magic cards that are spiking in value. Now, the main card I want to share with you today has spiked 4,000%, but many others I'm sharing with you today have spiked hundreds of percent in the last couple of days. Now, we don't like wasting times with card spike videos, so let's take a look at this card and you'll probably guess where it's from. We're talking about Lord of the Rings. Now, this is Pippin, Guard of the Citadel. And of course, you can see here, it's the Showcase Scroll Edition. The average price for this card is $34.34. The market price, though, was only 96 cents. So what happened? Well, honestly, a lot of copies disappeared very quickly. Now, if you look at the baseline I'm showing you on the screen, you can see it was below $1, spikes up to 100 and comes back down, and it's settled around the $50 mark. Now, what that really means behind the scenes is there's no copies available. This person has gobbled these things all up. Let's take a closer look at Pippin, the Guard of the Citadel. Now, this card is a rare. It's a 2/2 and it's a 2 casting cost. It's got 1 blue, 1 white for this legendary creature, Halfling Soldier. It's got Vigilance and Ward 1. You can tap it though, and another target creature you control gains protection from a card type of your choice until end of turn. So he's not a useless card. He may not be worth the value he's being placed at right now, but he's definitely not a useless card. And Azorius decks could make use of cards like this, so I wonder where it's going to end up because there's no major recent decks using this card. There's no fundamentals to tell me this is being highly sought after, but somebody dived in and bought a lot of copies. And what I mean by that, take a look at this. I'm showing you on the screen all kinds of sales that started racking up in the last few days, and they go back for a couple of pages on TCG Player. When I checked locally at stores, there were still some copies available, but because MTG Stocks has already caught this, a lot of the prices have already shifted up in value. Nobody's got it for $1. And when I try to find any to ship from TCG to Canada, there's none available either. The US has versions available, but there's nothing in Canada. So when you look at where this card could go in the future, and not just this card, let's break away for a second here. All of the showcase scroll cards here from the Lord of the Rings, they seem to be being just systematically, one by one, picked off. And I've noticed it now for the last month or so. Not every card, just certain cards are being picked off. There's lots of low-level commons and uncommons that are 30, 40, 50 cents. But those would not be hard to knock out of the market space either and cause market manipulation to spike up. And if any of these cards finds a future use, or if collectors go crazy trying to find these 5 years from now, somebody may be in a very strong position on many of these cards. But it's not the only card I want to share with you guys. We've got a few more here to go over, so take a look at this next one. Here we have Barad-dur, okay? Another one that's jumping up in value. Now I'm showing you guys here, this thing is now over $12. It had a market price of $3.08, but now it's at $12.40, 45 cents, sorry. And this is the Showcase Scroll Edition again. Now, when we take a closer look, you can see all this spiking has happened in the last few days. So when we take a closer look at the card, what do we get? Well, it's a legendary land. When it enters the battlefield tapped, unless you control a legendary creature. Interesting, not hard to do. Now, it adds 1 black mana to your mana pool, but for double X and black, this thing can amass orcs and activate it only if a creature died this turn. This can get kind of scary. This could be a lot of fun, and this works into a lot of decks who have things to do. And this is just another threat level, another object to throw at it. And this does play in a lot of decks right now. So you can see why this one, it wasn't as low as Pippin. This one already had play use. People were already seeking this card out. Now, when we take a look at the tail of the take, let's take a look at the sales. You can see here, massive sales happened over the last couple of days, right through the Cyber weekend. So a lot of these cards are going to be related to getting a kickback on TCG Player, and a lot of these got stabbed at very quickly. Now, the thing I'm going to tell you guys that maybe somebody else doesn't want you to know, most of those sales were from a singular party. This isn't multiple people buying it. There are individuals buying it, but it's basically one person buying a whole bunch of copies. So keep that in mind. I think somebody's building a stronger position on many of these cards and is trying to do it quietly. And just when you think they're all Lord of the Rings cards, because that one's like up like 300-400%, we're not done yet. Take a look at the last card I want to talk to you guys about. Here is the Pawpatch Formation, Bloomburrow. Now this thing is seeing a lot of play. You can see here, it's already jumped up in price. But what's going on with the card is a lot more exciting, okay? When I looked at this card and I saw the uses it was having in the multiple decks and the way people are playing with it, this thing's everything in recent decks from like Gruul Adventures, Delirium, Mono Green, Azorius, Rakdos, Grixis, Mono Black. This thing's got a lot, even tokens, okay? So what does it mean? Well, when we take a look at what the card can do, again, these multifaceted cards are kind of crazy. This card's only $3.49 as an uncommon, which we notice is now becoming the norm for a lot of uncommons. It says choose one. Destroy target creature with flying. Okay, that's great. Destroy target enchantment. Even better. Or how about the last one? Draw a card and create a food token. Now, the food token, of course, can gain you life. But the idea, you get to draw a card, you get to pick your target of what you need at the moment. And the fact is at instant speed means this thing helps out immensely for multiple situations, and players are recognizing this. And just like the other ones I shared with you, you can see here that the sales numbers are going through the roof. This one is going to make my top 10 this weekend. I can see it because there's hundreds and hundreds of sales that are appearing since Saturday. It didn't make my top 10 on last weekend, but it is going to be there this weekend. We continue to see every week or two these cards spiking up, a lot of interest in a certain card. And the showcase scrolls from Lord of the Rings, they're the most consistently sold card in the market space in the secondary market, which means all those commons, uncommons, rares, mythics, they just keep racking up sales. Sometimes it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 copies. Other times it's 100 copies at a shot. Again, it's not being caught by a lot of YouTube content creators, but the sales are happening. And when somebody hits it really hard and actually drains the market of everything that's readily available, well, you see a jump up of 4,000%. Other cards that already had play uses are harder to hit on the market, but they still have that absorption where you see somebody buy 50, 100 copies, causes the price to spike. Either way, I hope you guys found this informative because there's a lot more cards that are likely going to come to the forefront in the near future. I hope to follow this up by giving you guys a little what if, and we'll see how that goes. Thanks again for hanging out with me on my channel today. Guys, if you enjoyed today's content, don't forget, like and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification bell. 460 subscribers away from 26,000 subs, and it's because of you guys out there and the kind people who've decided to watch the channel every day. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me. Have a great day. MTG Moxman, and I'm going to go left, right, somewhere. I'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, and welcome back to the end of the video. Right now, you're taking a look at all the amazing patrons on my channel. And because of that Patreon support, daily uploaded content is created every day for everyone on YouTube to enjoy. Guys, thanks again for being supporters of this channel. Thanks for showing up every day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Of course I will, because there'll be another video. Okay, you're here at the end. Ramble jamble, got the coffee. I spilt a little bit, but it's okay. It's not a mess or anything. In today's Ramble Jamble, I thought it was important to take note of a couple of things. One, the most important one. Christmas advice. Christmas is coming. Mini Mox broke his phone. He broke it. He dropped it too many times. Playing sports, things fall. I get it. He's a kid. He's 13. I bought him a cheap phone to get him through because he has to be able to contact mom, right? He's got to be able to contact me when he leaves school. But he really wants the original phone, wants that same phone back, which is a $300 phone. Because he can play games, he can do more things on it. Do I rebuy the phone? You guys have been supporting him a lot on this channel. I will leave part of the parenting decision to you. So that way, if I don't buy the phone, you guys share the blame. If I do buy the phone, you guys share the blame. I win either way. So in the comments section, you'll say either buy the phone or don't buy the phone. Those are the only choices if you made it this far. And maybe for some other reasons, but that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. Now, let's get to this. There's a lot of sales going on, a lot of interesting content being created by the amount of sales we've seen with the showcase scrolls. So much so that I may start buying some for the channel. Just the cheap ones, get a few out of the way, buy lots of like 10 or 20 of them, and just hold them in purgatory here in case something happens and people on the channel need them. Just another card I can add to the list of stuff up here. But I found it interesting how many are selling and how consistently they sell. Where are they going is the question, and who's accumulating this many? That's what I'd like to know. Hard to find out. Not the easiest thing, even when I hit up my friends. So, thanks again for hanging out. Thanks for being here. Buy the phone. Don't buy the phone. I'm only going to look tomorrow. Only in the 24-hour period because this stuff's got to get here before, Santa comes. Guys, have a great one.